What's going on, guys? Boggy D here. We're back with another episode of Autopsy Simulator. In this one, I am pretty sure we're going to find out more about Redbeard Pete, I think his name was, and probably some more about how our wife passed. I don't know why I had difficulty saying that one. But yeah, if you're enjoying the game and the content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. It does really help the channel.
Who the fuck did this? I don't have anything valuable.
We got someone broke in at the end of the last
Money.
episode to
They
my
must have
apartment.
stolen the money. Oh god.
Wait, where's the
Oh,
trinket
God.
box?
What am I supposed to do now?
Is this the trinket box?
Great. That's all I need. What if it was Red Pete?
I mean, I think it might have been, but is it only just the money that's missing? Oh, that's the coffee cup. No, we can't read that note down the bottom there. Still.
Where? I need my pills. I can't get my thoughts together.
Are we sure we just want to, like, have some pills and not deal with anything? Anyone creeping on me? Doesn't seem to be.
Okay. I'm gonna have to report this to the police. Christ. Why did the neighbors not report anything? I'm calling Steven. Steven?
Now, Jack, I told you, I'm going for a drink with you for another night in a row.
That's not why I'm ringing. Although I could do with one. Someone broke into my apartment.
What? Did anyone see anything? Have you called the police yet?
No, I don't think so. Anyway, no one contacted me. As for the police, I'm calling right now, officer.
Alright. Do you want me to head around? Look for any trace evidence?
I don't know.
Probably.
No, I guess not.
Why? What?
Honestly, I don't have the strength to deal with it right now.
That's why you shouldn't have had
Just
your
want to
pills
lie
yet.
down.
Are you sure? Because it's no trouble at all.
I think so. I'm sorry. I just wanted to
We're gonna
contemplate it.
die.
I don't know. That's probably some stupid joke. Only money was stolen.
Money? From Alice's box? Oh, fuck. Listen, I can come over. I have the key.
Yes.
I'll drop by, do what I need to do, and you go get some sleep.
No, don't trouble yourself. Lately, I've been just so tired and distracted. I don't know. Maybe I forgot to close the apartment door on my way to work. If anything else is missing, I'll let you know and call the police.
Alright. Just make sure you close it tonight. If you see anything weird tomorrow, let me know. Whoever did this may be watching you.
I don't think anyone is dumb enough to come back.
You're probably right. Take care, Jack. If you need anything, call me.
I promise I will. Thanks, Steven. Sorry to bother you again. I've just been all over the place lately.
It's not a problem.
Jack, how are you so stupid?
Good night.
You shouldn't have had your pills. This is something you need to deal with. Can I turn it off? No.
What? I guess I should clean this shit up. Where to start?
Yes, thank you,
Shit.
Jack.
The glass in this thing needs to be replaced.
Oh.
I'm glad this didn't break.
Jack, why?
I think I'm just tired.
Why is our wife talking to
To
us?
be honest, I could leave it like this. I
No.
still don't understand why Alice liked this painting so much.
That's because it's a nice
There you
painting.
go. Maybe I could barricade the door with this.
No, Steven's coming
I
over,
should
isn't he?
take this thing away. I have no interest in DIY.
I thought he was coming over.
Now I'm sure I won't get caught up in these papers. Alice's family should really have some of these. That's enough for now. Jeez, I'm
Not the
exhausted.
office.
I'll get the rest in the morning.
Okay.
What a mess. Now if only I could blame this on the burglars.
Is someone in the bed? That's a human sort of looking lump. I don't like that, that's creepy.
Oh yeah, I should take my pills.
Do we have any idea what the pills are for? Because we don't see. They're just red pills. What do they
I
help
feel
with?
like it takes me forever to finish these things. That's enough. It will never look clean. I need to quickly change and finish getting ready.
I thought we were finishing stuff up
I'm gonna be late for work again.
in the morning. But, okay.
Got my keys, got my files. Check. Time to go. Remember to close the door properly, Jack.
Close.
I'll ask the neighbors tomorrow if they saw anything suspicious.
I can't lock it. Also, why is the lock on the outside?
I wonder if Ridley fixed the coffee machine.
Excuse me. We'll get some exercise in. We'll go down the stairs today. Help wake us up. What the hell? Movie based on Brody Robertson's bestseller, That Thing. Okay. I don't remember saying that when we went down the stairs last time. Anything in here? Okay. That one doesn't have a lock on it. Pete, are you going to attack me? I guess we're fine.
Optimistic. I'd better grab a coffee on the way.
Yeah. Coffee before work usually helps. Our speedo said we were doing 50. Okay,
I'm exhausted.
back to work.
I wonder who Stephen brought in today. Good morning, Mr. Ridley. No.
Oh.
He's not here yet? No, I'll deal with Adam. I hope he... Oh, come on. He was too lazy to even wheel the gurney to the autopsy room.
Oh. Stop pushing. Who laughed?
Almost there. Now
Hello?
for the tough part. The body needs to be moved. Where's Ridley when you need him?
But you moved the
Alright.
body from here to
I
over
just
there
need some
anyway.
gloves and my apron. Then I can get to work.
Apron. Gloves.
I'm going to need my tape recorder for this.
Start the voice recorder.
Autopsy dated November 22nd, 1991. 7:32 p.m. Led by Dr. Jack Hanman.
Look through the information provided in the police folder.
I began by verifying the identity of the Jane Doe. It's most likely Harper Lloyd, age 35, found in a well-owned house by her neighbors Leonard and Dorothy Chelsea,
Well-owned.
reported missing for a week.
Do you mean like a house with a well, or a good house by well-owned?
Firefighters found the body after the Chelsea family began complaining that their tap water tasted strange.
Oh.
It had begun to smell and turn a dark color.
They were drinking human. Bipolar.
It is also known that the deceased was diagnosed with affective bipolar disorder, Harper was placed on drug therapy, which she dropped out of fairly regularly. During her treatment, she was under the care of her common-law partner, Richard Benson, professional truck driver.
Okay.
The last person who had contact with the deceased was her partner. Harper's last message read as follows: "I'm gonna take a shit in their stupid well. Then we'll see who has the last laugh." Nice one.
I think so. She tried to take a shit in their well.
Police records also show that Mrs. Lloyd was in constant conflict with her neighbors. The
And-
constant parties and subsequent brawls made living in the area nearly impossible, especially when Lloyd's partner wasn't around.
I think she fell in, so I think this might be
proceed to open the
accidental.
bag and check the state of deep. The most important task in forensic identification
listening
of a
to
drowned
that.
person is to distinguish whether the death occurred before or after entering the water.
So for that, you need to see if there's water in the lungs.
Okay, that could have been worse. I carefully removed the victim's clothes so as not to damage the skin. The deceased was found. One shoe is missing. I'm going to need the camera to document all possible suspicious marks.
Okay.
Definitely the first thing that stands out is the very advanced post-mortem gigantism.
The swelling, I think it means. I'll take a quick camera.
The skin of the deceased appears very delicate, smooth, and relaxed from being in the water for a long time. The whole body is extremely pale.
So it would have been in there a while. Then
Post-mortem markings are seen on the underside of the body. That is, on the back, thighs, and calves of the deceased.
does that tell us anything?
There are bruises and hemorrhages on the neck. These usually occur due to increased inhalation when fighting to breathe underwater.
So yeah, she was alive when she went in, it seems.
It's likely that the deceased was lying on her back when she was fished out.
I don't know how you can get that, but it's his job, I guess. They went to school for this. I have not.
The so-called washerwoman's skin on the feet. The deceased had indeed been in the water for a long time.
Well, it's like what happens when you go in the bath too long. Your fingers get all wrinkly.
The skin on the hands can be easily separated from the body. The separation takes the form of a glove.
I guess, yeah, that sort of makes sense. Your skin will just slide off. I don't like picturing it like a glove though.
There are some obvious scratches on the skin.
Maybe from falling down the well? Where's our camera gone? As well, actually.
So, after the preliminary exam, it's time to take a closer look at this.
So,
Today's
there we
date,
are.
the deceased was clothed. Rigor mortis does not need to be checked. Based on the state of decay, you can
Okay.
be sure it has subsided.
Inspect the areas of concern with the magnifying glass. Magnifier.
Where to start? We see thick
Start on the
white
head.
foam in the mouth of the deceased, resulting from pulmonary edema. Foam is a characteristic in deaths due to drowning.
Ah, didn't know that. Look at
There
the
are obvious
lesions.
scratches on the skin, especially on the back and hands. These could be defensive wounds, evidence of some sort of altercation prior to death.
Ooh. Hello? Okay, I guess not the hand.
The spots have a purplish blue-red hue, which is a typical sign of the death of the organism.
Okie doke.
No obvious signs of struggle. The skin on the hands would have easily peeled away from the flesh. Some of the fingers have already lost their nails.
Wait. Did he say that they would have? I'm
Yep,
confused.
pretty typical. Liver mortis are formed as a result of putrefaction of blood in the veins.
Liver mortis. I've not heard of that one. And the
Due
feet.
to the fact that the deceased was wearing shoes all the time, her feet are in better condition than her hands. Nevertheless, we can still notice a clear, wavy skin and the so-called washerwoman's skin texture. Okay,
So that's what's
probably
called, though.
enough to indicate a direction for further examination.
Okay, so clipboard.
I'd better note that down in the records.
So it's on the
Marks
head.
found on the neck and foaming at the mouth are typical signs of drowning people.
Mushroom foam coming out of the mouth.
There doesn't seem to be anything unusual about this liver mortis.
The distribution indicates a long time of rest on the back, no signs of poisoning. Yes, but what about the
Those
scratches?
abrasions appear relatively fresh. No healing or scarring is visible.
So they happen near time of death if there's no
Hands heavily
healing
wrinkled
or
from
scarring.
submersion in water. Typical washerwoman skin.
Some nails missing, there are no signs of struggle on the hands. And the feet.
Considering the deceased's penchant for drinking alcohol, it could have been a mere accident. Diffuse spots are caused by blood rotting in the veins.
Distinct postmortem stains, purple, bluish, red hued. The distribution indicates a long time rest on back position, no signs of poisoning. I think
Maybe it's just abrasion, or maybe
I think it might
result of
have. Don't think this is foul play.
pushed into a well.
I think she might have maybe done it falling down, but her partner was the last one to see her.
In this case, the question is, was drowning an accident or of suicidal intent? Their distribution suggests that the victim was probably lying on her back when fished out of the water. Fortunately, the skin on the hands didn't fall off. Otherwise, I'd have trouble identifying the deceased. A simple trip, loss of balance, and as a result, you end up in a deep hole with no way out.
You think there'd have to be a way out just for safety
Liver
reasons? That
mortis of a different
seems
color could indicate poisoning
super
with
dangerous.
Carbon monoxide, cyanides, or nitrates. However, this is not the case here. That's all for now. Before I begin the dissection, I'll make sure the suggested identity is correct.
How do I
Suitcase
do
with the
that?
fingerprint equipment should
Take
be
the
around here
appropriate tools from
somewhere.
the suitcase to perform a fingerprint examination. That's cool.
Here it is. With decomposing bodies, the tissue of the pads and the fingers tends to shrink. To remove these shrinkages, a mixture of glycerin or air is used.
Okay.
If the body of the deceased is well preserved, fingerprinting is similar to that of a living person.
Okay.
The
run that.
fingerprint sheet should always be checked. Slipping fingers, too much or too little ink, or inaccurate hand position can make fingerprints illegible.
That's fair enough. Return to the autopsy. Okay.
I'm going to conduct a dactyloscopic examination. If in fact the deceased is in the police database, I will find her.
Okay. So we.
Glycerin is injected successively between the nail and the skin of each finger. The substance then enters the fingertip, removing shrinkage and wrinkles.
That's. Oh, this is weird. I do not like needles at the best of times. Let alone when I'm stabbing them into a dead person's fingers.
Now I take a brush. Only when the skin is taut and elastic can you use ink.
Brush the entire palm with pigment. What? Ah, okay. I didn't realize I had to hold it.
I think it's enough. In the case of drowning victims, you have to be extremely careful. The skin may fall off the hand like a glove when you take the print.
Oh god, that's what they meant.
I'll use the fax machine to add the print into the system.
Fingerprint. Fax machine.
Green button, and
4 missed calls. Oops.
the the prints against the police database on the computer.
I haven't looked on these scrolls. Compare the fingerprints at the computer using the police database.
Great. The data is there. Click upload. Now, go through the database and find a matching print. Expect possible hours of fun.
Drag all comparison points to the selected fingerprint. Okay, go away, please.
One more.
Right, isn't it?
Analyze button.
Looks the same.
And we have a result.
Ooh.
Everyone has a story to tell, even if it's just a police record.
So it is Harper Lloyd.
As predicted, the deceased turned out to be Harper Lloyd.
No
That
hype.
went smoothly. I'll print this out and attach it to the medical records.
How does this know she died yet? If we only just found out her identity. Disorderly conduct, aggressive behavior under the influence of alcohol, she was fined. Nuisance and vandalism, warning ticket, aggressive behavior, nuisance and vandalism, warning ticket. Nuisance and aggressive behavior under the influence of alcohol, low-level shoplifting, disorderly conduct, low-level shoplifting, petty theft. No violent arrests. Oh.
Great. Now I can go back to my inspection.
There we go. Return to the autopsy.
I'm adding the name of the deceased. I'll start the internal examination by taking fluid from the victim's brain. A needle inserted through the nose will do the trick. If the victim was alive when she fell into the well, she must have swallowed water fighting for her life. And then diatoms, characteristics of pooled water like a well, got into the body.
Oh, I didn't know they checked the brain for that.
In the meantime, I'll check the sample under the microscope. I'm sure that these algae traces will be found in the samples taken from the well where police found the body.
That's cool. I'm really
Now I need to adjust
happy
the
with
knobs
this
properly
game.
and place the diatom in the center of the slide. Diatoms are single-celled microscopic algae.
Yeah, this game is really cool.
I won't even notice an army of diatoms from this distance. Great. This way I'll see if I'm dealing with a large concentration of these algae. The aperture still needs adjustment. The image is too dark. Oh, I'm finally starting to see something here. I won't even notice an army of diatoms from this distance.
Oh, I lost one.
Great. This way I'll see if I'm dealing with a large concentration of these algae. It's not and perfect.
There. Think.
It's not a dirty lens, I'm afraid, but rather a bad focus. And perfect.
So about there. So I zoom
I won't
in.
even notice an army of diatoms. Great. This way I'll see if I'm dealing with a large concentration of these algae.
What? There's one.
Oh, I'm finally starting to see something here. I won't even notice an army of diatoms from this distance.
I'm so confused.
Great.
And I'm stuck in here as well. Ah, there.
As expected, we find the aforementioned algae in the solution. Their upper part, epitheca, which overlaps the lower, hypotheca, is clearly visible. The presence of diatoms in the brain samples taken indicate that the deceased was certainly alive when she fell into the water and was possibly conscious.
Okay. So,
Since there were diatoms in the brain, it means that many more of them must have entered the body. Studies of the rest of the organs will most likely confirm this hypothesis.
okay.
I can finally get to the practical part.
Open the body.
I must be extra careful because the skin of the deceased is very stretched. I wouldn't want an explosion here.
Oh. So please don't explode. Where aren't you cut? No.
You can immediately see a very large swelling of the organs. In addition, all internal organs are very congested. I proceed to remove the rib cage.
Okie doke. Floppers.
It's easy to see that the ribs have been imprinted in the lungs. So,
Oh.
I'm going to start by drawing blood from the lungs for testing for diatoms. If diatoms were only present in the lungs, this would mean that the victim was placed in the well after death, and the perpetrator wanted to get rid of the corpse in this way. Now, I remove the lungs and proceed to their examination.
Oops.
Taking the lungs in my hand, I feel that the tissues have lost their elasticity, which is the result of water emphysema. In addition, there is significant swelling of the organs.
That's why
and
the
as a
ribs,
result, we have a nice imprint of the ribs.
Yeah.
Emphysema itself, it's clear how far it's progressed, which is characteristic of drowning.
So she did drown. Lung tissue lacking electricity with advanced emphysema.
Corpses found in water are
a
worth
drown
examining with a
test.
tomograph. However, I can't count on such luxuries, so I must reach for a more archaic technology. A bucket and water.
What are we doing to the corpse? Grab a bucket in storage room to perform the test. Oh. Hello? Is he in yet? Yeah, he's asleep. Okay.
Ooh, I hope no one dipped a mop in it. It's best to go to the lab for this.
Why is the window open? I think that's what he was gonna say, but I got too close to the bucket. Why is my window open as well? Is Pete gonna attack us tonight? Whoa, hello. Please don't do that. Oh. How do I perform a drown test? What?
Historically, the lung float test is used to detect infanticide.
Okay, so he did say the lab. I did hear that correctly. Yeah, turn the water
should
on.
be at room temperature. That's enough. To test for this, I have to place the lungs in a container of water. This checks if there is air in the lungs. And speaking of lungs, everything is ready to bring them here.
Oh, I think this is when it was supposed to scare me. You already got me though.
Of course, such a study isn't without flaws. Air may have entered a newborn's airways during resuscitation attempts. Gases released during decomposition could also give a false result. In this case, however, it's about something else. Namely, the amount of fluid in the lungs. To test for this, I have to place the lungs in a container of water and wait to see if they fall or if they will float on the surface.
Okay. Just... Yep.
Just as I assumed, the lungs collapsed easily.
So, that means there was no air in them. Or gases.
Fluid could have entered the lungs during panic attempts to catch breath underwater, but it could also be the result of bacterial infections or cancer, so further investigation is needed.
Oh, so it just sort of tells us there is fluid in the lungs.
I move on to dissecting the lungs of the deceased.
Instead of
You can hear the
just so
distinct, very unpleasant crackling of the tissues being cut through. The parenchyma is remarkably pale, although small hemorrhagic foci and petechia are present on the surface.
yes.
All right. Now, I will check the collected fluid under a microscope.
Oh,
If we
okay.
find 20 diatoms on the slide, it can be considered drowning, and our result is not false positive due to possible contaminations. I won't even notice an army of diatoms. Oh, I'm finally starting to see something. And perfect.
Use a microscope to verify.
It's not a dirty lens. And perfect.
Okay, there. Is that them? Because there's a few of them. But I don't see any of the actual worm things, I guess. Oh, yeah, I do. Oh, Jesus.
As expected. In solution, the diatoms are clearly visible. There are smaller and larger clusters of them. There will definitely be more than 20 of them.
Yes, there's more than 20 here. That one was easier to find.
I'll make a
Just
note of
looks
all this.
So
So
that,
far, this case looks pretty standard. It's clear from the beginning that it's drowning. Well, the procedure requires me to check everything anyway.
so yeah. But was it
So,
accidental?
I move on to checking the other organs. I ligate the heart, and then remove it for inspection. Strongly developed putrefactic hemolysis, the organ can be seen at first glance. Apart from that, no signs of a heart attack or other heart disease.
Okay. I guess it's there.
I move on to the next organ. This time, it's the liver. It's immediately apparent that the deceased didn't care for herself. Like most organs, her liver is enlarged and severely congested.
What does that even mean? Have a congested liver?
The beginnings of cirrhosis are visible in some
Blocked up?
areas. I transfer the organ to a board and proceed to dissect.
Oops.
The cross-section clearly shows dilated veins and many small hemorrhagic foci. I must admit,
I have no
this
idea
is
what that
quite a
means.
feat, considering the rather young age of the deceased.
Wait, can I just grab them? Oh, okay. It just puts me back into whatever mode
Harper
that
enjoyed
is.
drinking so much that she might not have lasted a few more years.
Oh,
I move on to the stomach. I take a sample of the fluid for testing.
the diatoms. I wish it explained it a little bit more.
It looks very turbid. I'll see what happens after spinning, but that's in a
Turbid.
moment. Now, I carefully ligate the organ,
So it
then
doesn't
cut
leak.
it off. It's enlarged, probably full of putrid gases. I transfer it to the board and carefully open it, checking the contents.
Yeah, there were no lesions or anything on it that I saw about what's going to be inside.
One thing you'd never get used to is how much this task smells.
I bet it would. Stomach acid probably. Well, even from vomiting, it
The
doesn't smell
stomach
nice,
is
but
full of fluid and unidentified organic matter, which is probably leftover food. So let's check the diatoms. Again, but in a centrifuge for a change. The problem with examining drowned people is being able to show whether the death was due to drowning or whether something else contributed to the death. Cramp, heart attack, drugs, homicide, or some accident. Such an analysis requires viewing from different angles and a careful interpretation of the collected data, including those from the field. That's why it's so important to collect as many samples as possible. Unfortunately.
I mean, that makes sense. You have to make sure you have all your bases covered just in case you find something on the body that doesn't make sense. I also waited just in case something happened. But that can be shut, please. Something's definitely going to scare me there. Use the centrifuge to test for the presence of diatoms. No. What one was open?
Okay, this is one last little sample. Now, set.
So, alcohol, barbiturates, diatoms, so 35 and 25. 35 and 25. 35, 25. Power's gonna go out. Something spooky gonna happen. Nope.
Done. I'll run it directly into the chromatograph and run it against the data from the police. I'm certain the analysis will show similarities between the fluid and water in Chelsea's well.
Well, it's just confirming that she did indeed drown at the well, not some other place and then placed in the well.
Let me think. 3 milliliters should be fine.
Hello, how do I do this again? There. There we go.
Okay, now it's the chromatograph's turn.
Enter in the chromatograph. Check the printer result. So, water sample, water.
The water sample matches the one provided by the police.
It's missing 4, and I guess it has 5, so.
Well, the results are quite clear. I was hoping it would be a more interesting case.
Why did you have to say that? Something's gonna happen now.
More diatoms. Analysis indicates.
So yeah, she drowned.
Blah blah blah.
Still think it was an accident.
There's
Okay.
little left to do. I'm going to check the airway patency of the deceased. Interesting. Looks like there's something stuck in the trachea. I'll move it to the board for further inspection.
So maybe it wasn't
I
suicide.
dissect the trachea and open the organ. Inside, I find a wedding ring. Based on the size, I can say that it's a woman's wedding ring. Quite standard from the outside.
It's the same date as the other ring we saw.
Inside. What the fuck?
Yeah.
This is my ring. Alice's ring. But
Hate
how
killed
did it,
her.
How did it? But they should be at home. I have it. At home. It's
Hate killed her. Oh.
I have to check this out.
Shit.
Where are my meds? Where the fuck are my meds?
Hey, fuck off. Fuck off. What the fuck?
Jesus Christ!
What was that scream? I did
Please
not
don't
like
make it
that.
go
That
away.
really gave me the shivers. Holy shit.
I have to check the apartment. It can't be. Jesus Christ!
This is one that was open. Can we shut it? No. Where's him? Is he?
Mr. Ridley. Mr. Ridley!
What's all the ruckus?
I need to go home. Immediately.
What? Now?
I have to. Have you seen anyone here this morning? Anybody suspicious?
No, there was no one. Dorothy was, but only for a moment, then she left. What's wrong with you, Hammond?
Okay. Thanks.
What about the corpse?
I'll come back, I promise.
Something's gonna
Jesus
happen.
Christ!
I didn't check the back
check this
seat,
out.
but it looked fine. Yeah, I don't like that scream that we heard when I was gonna go grab the meds.
This
Hello?
can't be real. Where is it? Where is it? Where? It's not here. It's not. I need to go.
Steven.
I need to go. This is sick. Fuck. Come on, Steven. Pick up the fucking phone.
What's up, man?
They took the ring.
What? What ring? What are you talking
What do you
about?
fucking
They
think,
took the wedding
Steven?
ring. Alice's wedding ring.
One sec. You mean burglary? You said nothing was missing.
Yes, I know.
It was there
I know
yesterday.
that. I don't know. I was
Wasn't
scared.
it?
Maybe I didn't notice. I don't know, but that's not the worst of it.
Calm down, Jack. Breathe. What happened?
I found it in the trachea of the deceased I was working on. Do you understand? I pulled it out of a dead woman's trachea.
What?
I don't know what's going on. You think Red Pete wants revenge? He's playing with me. Huh? I knew it.
Where'd
I
everything
knew it
go?
From the beginning, this is going to happen. I didn't make it up.
Jack, listen to me. Try to calm down. Don't leave the apartment. I'll be with you right away, okay? I'm on my way.
What sane person would do something like that?
What happened to the rest of it?
Man, what the fuck? Fucking Ridley lets in whoever he likes as usual. What are you saying? Steven? Don't leave me, man.
Where did
Come on. Fuck.
What?
God, what now? Okay, calm down.
He said stay in my apartment.
Calm down. I need
No.
a drink.
No, I regret that. I'd like a drink
Jesus.
as well.
What's going on?
This game did get released just a few days ago, so I think that
Just
might be why there's a few animational glitches.
Yep. Jesus.
Something's gonna happen.
Just one sip more.
It wasn't me that shook then, this is a cutscene. Jeez. Well, I think that's a good place to call it for today, guys. If you enjoyed, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I will be uploading as consistently as I can. I hope you guys have a good day, and I'll catch you in the next one.